Tottenham just won the summer transfer window, didn't they? It appears that the club were not just happy in having one generational talent in Lucas Bergvall. They decided to go in for another. Yes, it might not be a big name or a major signing, but how Spurs decided to move in for Archie Gray is a big statement. Following the rejection of a £35 million fee from Brentford, Leeds United decided to wait for a better offer. And that's how Tottenham pounced on this opportunity with a £40 million deal, with reports indicating they moved for the 18-year-old mere hours after Brentford's failing attempt. So why exactly has Tottenham put in such a high offer on the table? In today's video, we'll discuss why Archie Gray is the perfect signing for Ange postcoglou, all while bringing you the qualities the player brings to the table. But before we do get into the video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Spurs content. There's no hiding the fact that Archie Gray has been one of the most exciting talents in both the English setup and within Leeds United for many years. One might wonder, how can that all be possible with a player only being 18 years old? Well, bear with us, we're going to explain. After training with the senior squad and appearing on the bench with the first team under Marcelo Bielsa at the age of 15, Archie Gray finally made his way into the first team at the age of just 18 under Daniel Farke, making his first start in the opening game of the campaign against Cardiff before going on to make 40 more starts as a key fixture across the entire league season, an unprecedented amount for such a young player in a title challenging team. So to be this important for the first team, despite your young age, you've got to have something special, right? Well, let's explore what Archie brings to the table together. Versatility. It's a known fact that Postecoglou has been looking for signings who can cover multiple positions this transfer season, with versatility being the key word in Spurs business. And that is exactly what Gray offers. At youth level, Gray was most utilised as a midfielder, a central midfielder, a defensive midfielder, or attacking midfielder. Basically, any position in the midfield Gray could play it. Yet his real versatility shined the most this season when he was asked to play right back at youth level. For England, Gray did occasionally play as a right back, where he still impressed. Sure, it's agreed that Gray's best position is in midfield, but still, Leeds' defensive injury crisis that forced Gray to play as a fullback proved that the young player is capable of performing in different positions. Yes, at just 18 in his first competitive season, Gray played 30 out of his 52 games out of position as a fullback. Still, the youngster impressed, proving to be more than a competent one-on-one defender, with an average of 60% success rate in defensive duels, 1 per 90, and 7 successful defensive actions per 90. These two stats are made more impressive by the fact that the 18-year-old has played a more significant amount of minutes compared to other fullbacks in the Championship, with only former Tottenham Academy player Kyle Walker-Peters and 2 others playing more minutes than the Leeds United man. Adding to these impressive stats, Gray is also more than competent when faced with the threat of players bombing down his right-hand side. He has challenged an impressive number of dribblers, which ranks him amongst the best fullbacks in the Championship. Gray faced a number of class wingers in the Championship last season, including Mavididi and Jamal Lowe, players you might have heard of before. Despite that, he managed to shut them down fairly successfully. But why is Gray so successful in his one-on-one duels despite his less than extraordinary build? Let us explain. Archie's extremely physical and loves to be aggressive and put in tackles, a trait that can more often than not see him draw fouls, but is that a bad thing? Spurs have never shied away from aggression in their ranks, with the likes of Christian Romero and Pedro Porro being amongst some of the most aggressive players in the league. Yet despite his aggression, Gray has never actually been red-carded in his career before. Why? While Gray can be aggressive, he also knows how to be disciplined and knows when to stick in a harsh tackle and when to back out, a trait that is rare for such a young player. However, Gray's real standout trait is one that will make him a crucial signing for Tottenham Hotspur, so here is out. During his stint at right back for Leeds last season, Gray often inverted into the midfield from right back to impact the game from midfield. Sounds familiar, right? One of Postecoglou's most famous tactics is utilising his fullbacks as midfielders. This means this trait is not one that will have to be installed into Gray, as he already has a significant amount of experience playing that role despite only being 18. But experience isn't the only attribute that allows Archie to perform this role, so let's explore another skill of his: passing. In his experience as right back, Gray managed to develop his defensive side of the game, and he would suit a team like Tottenham who played with an inverted right back extremely well. However, there might be one problem. Spurs already have a mainstay at right back in Pedro Porro, and with the club spending upwards of £40 million on the Englishman, they'll be expecting to get their worth out of him. So while this ability to play as an inverting right back back will serve as great cover to Pedro Porro, Gray will most likely be played as a part of a midfield three alongside James Maddison and Sarr. So how good is Archie Gray as a midfielder? Spurs will be looking for a player who is excellent with the ball at his feet to serve their possession-based game, right? So how good is Archie Gray at that? Well, let's take a look. It's extremely evident that Archie Gray is a fantastic passer of the ball, with the English midfielder holding a significantly higher pass completion rate in all areas of the pitch, making his passing ability one of the best in the Championship. Let's take a look at another example of this. Here we can see a snippet of Gray's passing ability in the final third, so let's break down for why this is impressive. In our first frame, we can see Gray scanning the pitch for his best option, spotting the runs of Wilfred Gnonto, but rather than playing the short, easier option, Gray does something more impressive. Here you can see Gray drag the ball back, which may look like nothing, but what he's doing here is drawing the defenders onto him, allowing Gnonto to cut through the defense with ease. This movement allowed Gray the opportunity for a simple action of just playing a fantastic pass right into the path of Gnonto under the pressure of three defenders, resulting in an assist for the player. But is that Gray's only passing range? Absolutely not. As we showed you earlier, Gray has the rare ability to play a perfect medium range pass, short passes, long passes, and passes into the final third. Here's another snippet of his long passing. You can see in this first frame that Gray spots the space in front of him and scans it to spot the perfect pass to play. Following that, he plays a picture-perfect diagonal into the attacker's path. These are just two examples of Gray's excellent ability to pass from all areas. This makes him a threat no matter what position he plays in, meaning he could fill the role of a defensive midfielder, an 8, or even as the role of James Maddison for Tottenham. So he's a good defender and a good passer of the ball, so what about his ball-carrying abilities? Yes, carrying is another ability midfielders need these days. This ability to progress the ball without losing it allows them to provide an extra source of threat by breaking the opposition's defensive line and even carrying the ball into the final third and then into the penalty box. So how is Gray when it comes to this? Gray's carrying ability is just as strong as his passing, with the English midfielder ranking amongst the best in the Championship for both progressive carries and successful take-ons. So why is that? Gray's ability to hold on to the ball makes him a consistent threat. Just take his performance against Chelsea in the FA Cup as an example, a performance that saw him win man of the match against a £1 billion side just at 18 years old. Here you can see how good Archie Gray is under pressure. Still, his teammates had confidence in his ability to retain the ball under pressure. And so, upon receiving the pass, Gray drives past Chelsea's midfield with ease, leaving the likes of Moises Caicedo behind. This was one moment within a dozen where Gray dominated Chelsea's midfield during the match, and it was just a small sample of hundreds throughout the 18-year-old season. Passing, dribbling, carrying, Archie Gray has all the traits to be a world-class midfielder, and while we talked about his defending earlier as a fullback, let's see if he's also good at that while playing as a midfielder. We said that the young boy is versatile. He can play as a number 8 or as a number 10, but the biggest challenge is, can he play as a number 6? Well, Gray has some of the attributes that could make him one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, if not the world. Here's why. We've already shown that Gray is practically press resistant and extremely good on the ball. He's also a great progressor of the ball through his passing, but to be a good defensive midfielder, you need to be good at defending. After all, defending central areas is much tougher than defending on the touchline or on your side, limiting the opposition. Defensively, Gray could potentially turn out to be one of the most physically dominant players in the game. Akin to the likes of Casemiro and Sergio Busquets, the Englishman excels at being a ball winner. The Leeds United midfielder is one of the most defensively dominant players in the league, with a high percentile of tackles won in both the defensive and attacking third, the highest number of dribblers challenged in the league, as we mentioned earlier, and the highest number of defensive actions leading to goals in the league. All of this at 18 years old, that is absolutely unprecedented and never heard of before, and with his entire career ahead of him, Archie Gray will only further develop into a dominant midfielder he's already becoming. To sum it up, Gray is fantastic with the ball and has a great passing ability in all areas of the park. Contrary to popular belief that this type of player is not able to be physically dominant, Archie Gray proves to be an exception. His involvement in Leeds United's title charge at just 18 proves he's surely ready to make the step up to a higher level. So what do you guys think about Archie Gray? Do you believe he's the right signing for Tottenham Hotspur? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. And remember, if you enjoyed today's video, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Spurs deep dives. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.